Welcome into our Countdown to Tip-Off interview series. Today I'm visiting with Jimmy Elgas, head coach of the Henderson State men's basketball team. Coach, how are you today?
Michael, I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, I've started my interviews with every coach the exact same way. Yours is going to go back a little bit farther. We
Okay.
end the 2020 season for Henderson with a tournament championship, and then 2021 happens. And we thought 2020 was bad, but 21 was a real challenge for our basketball program. So take us back through last season, how you assess that and how you move on from it.
Well, I think it was not only, hard for us, but just hard across the country, right? In any walk of life, but especially in athletics, because I think most teams had a bunch of startages and stoppages, and you had certain players that were in quarantine. Certain teams, like our first day of quarantine last year was October 14th. And that was the day that right before official practice. And we went into quarantine a couple times last season. So, yeah, it was really, really unique, challenging, but everyone had to deal with it. And so I just think that coming out of last year, I'm so thankful we were able to play 20 ball games last year. We were able to go and have a postseason tournament with the GAC. There's a lot of things that it was really tough, but we're really thankful for too. So going into this year, we haven't dismissed the fact that we had a tough year last year. We're embracing every day. We embraced the preseason. We embraced each other, until the start of practice. And so because it was taken away from us, on a bunch of different occasions. So we're really thankful. We're urgent. We are, rolling because you just never know. That I think that taught all of us how to be grateful for things and how to be not be so spoiled. Just be thankful when you do get a chance to have your whole team in practice. Be thankful when you do get a chance to play a game. And so it was challenging, but hopefully we learned a lot through that, and it's made us be very appreciative and grateful, going on into this year.
How did your seniors handle coming back or leaving? Did you have some seniors stay, or what's that looking like for you?
Yeah, but half and half. We had two guys, Xavier Davenport and Quan Marshall, that have stayed. They're finishing up school this semester, and they've been off the charts. Both of those guys have been with me for 3 years. They were on the court back in 2020 when we did win the championship, the tournament championship, and so those guys provide valuable experience. And so everything sort of trickles down from those guys. We do have an additional 6 guys coming back that played a lot last year, and so I think we've got a pretty good mix of returning, fifth-year seniors, so to speak, and then a good mix of guys that back them up that have been with them, and obviously we've added some good returners too. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of those other guys that were on the team last year first that are going to step up into a bigger role this year, and then we'll talk about new players. So
Sure.
who are some of those returners? Tell us about them.
Yeah, Malik Riddle was an all-conference guy for us last year, transfer out of Morehead State. Malik is one of those guys who is really hard on himself. Like, he really wants to be a good player. And so because of that, because he's got a high demand on himself, Michael, he's in the gym constantly. He's a film guy. He's in the weight room. He's one of those young men that is really obsessed with being a good player. We've got a big guy, Tom Maholchich, who we're counting on. He's really done a nice job in the last year of improving his body and stamina and quickness and moving. Damian Deere, he's a bucket load of talent. He's had great last 6 days. Really, really talented guy. Yuri Swinford, probably could have mentioned him right there first. He's been one of our just heart and soul type of guys. He's a relentless, rebounder, blue collar player. Really, really has grown into a bigger role for us, especially when we inserted him in the starting lineup. Our team took off last year. We won 6 of our last 8, and he was a big part of that with his energy and activity. And then Graham Chenault's a really, really good shooter that's played major minutes for us. And Josh Mason, I'm probably missing a couple other guys, but we got 8 returners that we put a lot of onus on to lead us, show us how we do things around here. We've been successful for a number of years, and we've got to make sure that we understand how we go about, obtaining that success.
I've asked this question to a couple of coaches, but I think so far it's been on the women's side. It still applies. We kind of have to, everybody has to kind of go back and dig through the files on the teams in Oklahoma. You basically only played teams in your state last year. So
Yes,
you
sir.
kind of have to get back into the rhythm of what you were in 2 years ago, maybe more so than just watching game film, but you kind of have to teach some of your guys how to travel again, how to go on that road trip. Is that something you've thought about at all?
No, we're just we're trying to get better for
Okay.
practice today. You call I don't want to disappoint you, Michael. I didn't get dressed up for you. Sorry, buddy, but
Well, you're looking good.
we got team pictures coming up in a few minutes. So, you know what? We're focused. You're right. Going we were fortunate to have to go to play on the road in Oklahoma in the postseason tournament. So we got a little bit of taste going on the road to Oklahoma. But you're right. We're going to have to educate not only Malik and Yuri and some of those guys that were with us last year that haven't been over there. We're going to have to educate the 6 new players that we got as well. So we haven't talked a lot about that, but as we're getting ready to go to Northwest, and you're getting ready to go to Southwest and Southeast and East Central and Oklahoma Baptist and SNU, like you got to talk about those environments. You got to talk about how well coached and schooled they are, and that's, I think, when you talk about our league, Michael, I think top to bottom, it's best league in the country. You don't know where your next win's going to come from, because everyone has really good players, everyone has really, really good coaches, everyone has a good system that they play to. And so you're right. Like we will pay attention to everybody as we get ready to go on the road and play those teams.
Well, and some of that you figure out when you start non-conference in Kansas City. Let's wait on that for just a second. But I do want to mention new players, because I said we'd talk about that. So tell me about some of the new guys as well.
Yeah, we got 2 freshmen that one of them is going to have Keelan Harris, a young man out of Parkview High School, legendary program. He's got a little banged up shoulder. He's probably going to have to redshirt this year. Another freshman is Tim McDonald out of Marion, really highly touted player. He's got good length. He can really shoot it. He's one of those guys really well schooled from his coaches back in high school. And then we've added 4 transfers that we feel really strongly about. 2 junior college guys. Alvin Miles is a dynamic, guard, point guard, scoring guard. It's as quick as a player as I've coached, and I've coached 30 seasons now. He is very, very quick, a worker. I can't say enough about all these new guys, but Alvin's been really, really good for us. Another junior college player out of the same league is a guy named Andre Washington. Will play inside for us. Good length. We measured his wingspan. He's got a 7-foot wingspan. Relentless player. He takes 3 or 4 charges a day in practice. He's our kind of guy. And then we got 2 Division I transfers. Frank Camgain is a transfer that averaged 8 or 9 a game at UMKC in the WAC conference last year, who we're counting on give us some good minutes from the guard position. And then we got ourselves a big guard out of Georgia State named Ryan Boyce, really talented player out of Memphis, tremendous athlete, very, very fast. I think he's got some silly vertical jump, and just like Alvin, Andre, Frank, those guys live in the gym. And just like Little Quan does and Graham does and all our guys right up and down the line, those guys, Yuri, Malik, they fit. And so that's until you get them on campus and really spend time with them, you're not 100% sure what kind of fit the new guys will have, but they've been outstanding. And part of that's we've only been in practice for 4 days, but we've got a long haul ahead of us. But we really like what we see out of those new guys. We think all those guys can compete for heavy minutes and starting, and they've really done a nice job to this point.
I always like the saying, and I think you're one that's echoed it over the years, that if you got to be excited this time of year. If you're not excited and doing the right things and staying in line, you're gonna have issues later. So you got to have everybody lined up right now.
Yes, sir. You're exactly right, Michael.
And just lastly, non-conference schedule. It looks like you're going to be battle tested there before December 2nd when conference play begins.
We are, and we've got an exhibition game a week from today. We've been fortunate with Brian Mullins up at Southern Illinois, who's just been gracious enough to play us in an exhibition game a week from today. Michael, we don't have an out-of-bounds play yet. We don't have a side out-of-bounds play yet. I guess we need to put those in pretty quick. But
I played some basketball. I could help you, Coach.
Call me after this and
okay.
And give me some pointers, please. We play pretty quick right out of the gate, but really thankful for our guys to go play on the road in the Missouri Valley Conference. a conference that I spent 10 years in actually, and really thankful for those guys to play us. They can play anybody in America, and they chose to play us. We're really thankful for that. We've got some really competitive scrimmages on the docket as well that we feel really good about. And then we built one of the best schedules since I've been here. I think that's reflective and hopeful of the kind of team and program that we're developing here. But I mean, we got our hands full with teams out of the MIAA, going on the road in the Lone Star on multiple occasions. So we will be battle tested. We're going to have our hands full, but we really want to just keep our eyes on, when it really matters later on in the season. We need to be playing our best basketball. So whether we're having some success, having some failure, just treading water, we just need to get better every single day, knowing that, the really, really important games are going to occur later on in the year.
All right. Well, Coach Jimmy Elgas of Henderson, thank you for the time. Always a pleasure to visit with you. Good luck this year.
Thanks a lot, Michael. Appreciate you, buddy.